What's up, gamers? My name's Sayushi and we're back in some more Trove to Drove, and today is hopefully going to be the last day that I'm going to talk about the delayed update of the Leviathan update. Yeah, so it got delayed again. Isn't that awesome? So I kind of suspected it would happen, honestly speaking, because with the original release of the Leviathan update was supposed to actually be October 1st. That didn't end up happening. They ran into server issues. They delayed it to the 15th for some reason. And then they were like, oh no, we can't do it then. Then they delayed it to the 22nd. And I was already suspect when they were trying to release it on the 22nd that that wouldn't work, because we've already got the Shadows Eve event. And to have an update come out that would completely overshadow this event would just not really make that much sense to me, you know, even though this event itself is not really that exciting for old players such as myself. For new players, you guys got a lot of things that are worth grinding. You know, you can go and get the candy corn and the pumpkins and everything like that, but the new items that require the shadow tokens is just ridiculous, because you can only get 3 a day from each of these guys that just only gives you 1 quest per day. It's ridiculous. But anyways, it didn't make sense to me that the update would end up coming this week anyways. But one big criticism that I do have about this Trove dev team that unfortunately seems to be it's been like this as far as I can remember with Trove, where unfortunately there is a very, very big lack of transparency between the devs and not even the devs, just about what's going on with this game. You know, and I understand that for a lot of people it's tough to sit there and bother trying to play this game and trying to invest in it and trying to be hopeful that this update's going to hit, when they just keep on last minute delaying the update rather than actually telling us a date and sticking to it regardless of the amount of work that it would end up entailing, you know. So as much as there's been the excuse of the server stability issues over and over again, I mean, at this point it's, you know, it's becoming an excuse, in all honesty. Like, you know, at first it made sense because it's like, you know, the servers migrated over, so obviously they would end up running into issues, especially trying to have a big update, not so much in terms of content, but an update that's going to end up having a lot of players on. Because even with the Shadows Eve event, the first day of it was pretty laggy. I mean, the same standard lag that you expect to have in Trove, but it was pretty laggy just because a lot of people were logging in to end up getting the event done and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, now it's, of course, more stable now that there's a lot less people on. And I don't know if they're worried about that with the Leviathan update, but in all honesty, I'd rather have the update come out and the servers die and them have to constantly be patching it with a lot of rough edges with the update than what they're doing now, where they're just not updating it, you know? Because it's like, you know, unfortunately, we did actually get another confirmation that the Leviathan update is not coming this week. And that's only from when I just randomly tweeted out, like, you know, there was the server downtime and everything yesterday. It all implied to me that the Leviathan update was supposed to be hitting, because that's what the last thing that they told us was the 22nd. And lo and behold, you can see the tweet right here. They ended up saying that the update is not going to end up releasing because the Shadows Eve event is here. Most of all, they're trying to work on server stability. And I mean, they don't even give us like a solid date for the Leviathan update, honestly speaking. Like, it's just, who knows when it's gonna hit, you know? So I don't know, what can I tell you guys? Like, I don't think we're going to end up talking about this anymore. Maybe in the future, you know, obviously if there's a new update coming out and they give us a date, I'll still end up relaying that information to you guys. And even if they end up saying, oh, here's the date for the Leviathan update, I'll talk about it in a video, but I'd recommend we all just take it with a grain of salt. Like, Trove has always been guilty of this, where the update, as far as I'm concerned, doesn't have a release date until it's actually live on the servers. That's the release date of the actual update. This is something that they've always been really, really bad at, is having updates come out at like a timely manner. And so what happened with this Leviathan update is, you know, I gave them a little bit of due credit because this is a completely new dev team. You know, GameAgo is in charge. And I mean, I'm not trying to sit here and say that we necessarily need to blame them and, you know, say that like, oh, you know, they're just, what are they doing? They're not going to give us the update type of thing. Like, the update's going to hit. We're going to end up getting it. But as far as I'm concerned, you know, if they're going to sit here and constantly delay this update, then shouldn't they be taking this time to end up like basically the way that Trove works as far as updates is concerned is the update comes out for PC and then slowly has to catch up to console, and then console ends up getting the update. Usually the reason for this is because converting all of the code over to a platform that isn't PC takes a lot of time. But as far as I'm concerned, the Leviathan update is already done and it's just not releasing, so it's just sitting there. And as far as I'm concerned, why does that mean that console players should have to continuously wait for the update as well? Like, as you know, shouldn't the Leviathan update is just sitting there and they should have a separate team that's already working on converting the update? And then who knows, maybe it'll be December before they end up releasing the stupid thing. And as far as all logic is concerned, by then, boop, maybe the update should end up releasing for console at the same time, you know? I think that something like that would be a great way of alleviating a lot of the frustration that players have with the update not actually hitting. And I mean, you know, even that we have to take with a grain of salt, like players being frustrated that the update's not hitting. It's like, we should just be happy that the servers are still alive. It is still disappointing though, because it does feel like quite a bit of a tease. Now that said, gamers, the Leviathan update is still actually live on the test server right now. You can log into it, and I mean, I was able to log into it surprisingly and still mess around with it, so I can still use that as a good way to end up sharing all of the information about what the update actually is with you guys. But that's the thing, is it's like, while I will more than likely, when the Leviathan update, whenever it actually decides to go live, I will more than likely end up recording a bunch of footage on the test server so that I can relay with you guys, this is what the update is, here's all the content in it and stuff like that, because it's going to take me a lot longer to end up getting all of that stuff when it goes to the live server. That said, you know, I would still try to put a bit of a different spin on it. Maybe I'll have like individual videos for every single costume of every character, so that would be like 16 really short videos as opposed to the longer one that I had. Most of all because maybe you're not interested in seeing all the other character costumes. Maybe you're just interested in the Shadowhunter, for example. But I'm just trying to relay with you guys that this is my plan. This is what we're going to end up doing with it. But I'm not going to end up making videos on any of that stuff anytime soon until the Leviathan update actually goes live. Yeah. And as far as this Shadow's Eve event, I mean, unfortunately, it's very disappointing that they are still in the stupid habit of having all this time-gated garbage. Like, I mean, I guess you can go and get the candy corn and the pumpkins and stuff like that, but as far as I'm concerned, the only thing that I need to grind for is the new stuff, which is going to end up being in these collectibles, which is the shadowy seals. And that's not difficult to get, it's just time consuming because I have to grind these once per day. But stupidly enough, they actually have these treasure boxes that cost the same item, which doesn't make sense to me. It never has with Trove, because they always have stuff like that, where they'll have like some time-gated limited resource that you can spend on an infinite loot chest or on a mount. And if you don't end up getting this mount, tough luck, guys. You're gonna have to wait until next year. Like, that's just the way that it is, you know? So anyways, guys, I just wanted to let you know that the Leviathan update, I mean, who knows when it's going to show up. Like, it's going to show up when it shows up, okay? This is just how Trove works. Unfortunately, it seems to be how Gamago works as well, which is no hard criticism towards them, because, you know, I still am very optimistic that this is their first update since they've taken control. But that said, I mean, you know, you look at a game like ArcheAge, and those guys have already pumped out the pay once to play the game version of the game that has no cash shop and stuff. Like, ArcheAge is continuously developing, whereas Trove has just, I mean, they've had all these updates that they keep showing us, and they're like, the Leviathan update is absolutely awesome. It's one of the better updates that we've had in a very long time. It's just, where's the update already? Like, just give it to us. But anyways, guys, I just wanted to let you know about that, and most of all, be open about the fact that I'm frustrated too, okay? You know, I don't like the fact that I'm relaying this information to you guys, and then it keeps on getting like delayed and delayed and delayed, and I just have to sit here, suck it up, and last minute let you guys know, oh yeah, so yesterday when the Leviathan update was supposed to hit, turns out that it's delayed because They're not on the ball. They're not tweeting about this. They don't have a blog post about this or anything. They're not letting everybody know, here's the issues that we're running into and why the Leviathan update isn't showing up. Now, as far as a corporate company is concerned, I can understand they don't like talking about those things because companies still think that pretending everything is awesome, is like better for business, which doesn't make sense to me. I mean, maybe that's just because I've been playing this game for like 5 years now or something. I think we actually hit our 5-year mark now that we're later in October. But still, to me, I would rather just have them be open about it. I'm not asking for them to give us every single detail, but at the least if they could say, we're running into a lot more issues than we thought we previously did because of the server migration, and unfortunately wouldn't be able to release the update at a stable, the servers wouldn't be stable or something like that. Like, at least if they gave us something like that, then it could be like, okay, cool. Because otherwise, I'm sitting here as a content creator for Trove, having to relay with you guys these feelings and defend them, even though, like, I don't work for them or anything like that, It's just, as far as I'm concerned, as much as it's frustrating, at the same time, it's like, I'm an adult. I don't care, It's like, the update will come out when it comes out. I've been playing this game for 5 years. What's a couple more weeks, Like, it doesn't matter to me. But anyways, yeah, now I'm just going on a rant here. Thanks for watching, though, folks. Really appreciate it. And I want to also have a very, very big thank you, guys, to all of you that have been using the sign-up link in the description. You can use it right now if you haven't already. Basically, you sign up for Trove, and you start buying stuff out of the cash shop, and I end up making a cut of it. And that is absolutely awesome that Gamago ended up doing that for me. They've been very, very good to me, guys. Thanks for watching. Smash like, sub for more. And if you want to go the extra mile without doing that Trove thing, just spending money, you can use the membership, join button down below if you want. There's different membership tiers and stuff. Otherwise, there's the merch. That's the best way you can support me, because then it's cool stuff. I like this hat. Thanks for watching. Sayonara and stay epic, guys.